Putting on an e-collar the right way is important. So as you can see, I have it short on one side and long, so it's close to the buckle, and then longer on the other side. And the reason for this is because, contrary to popular belief, is that this collar should go on underneath the neck like that. But look at how much cushion there is there and how much stuff's in there, and you don't know if you're getting the right connection. So what we really want is to put this collar on the side of her neck, because then it's more muscle here, and we know that the connection's good then while it's sitting there, so we know we're getting the proper response we need for the collar. So all I'm gonna do is make sure that when I put this on, that it's on the side of her neck, just like that. I put it on, it's secure to the side of her neck, snug, but I can still get fingers in there. And then that's how your e-collar should be on. Not on the bottom of the neck, on the side of the neck. Welcome to the BLAST winning streak, Winnie. The reason why I chose this dog is because she's an 8-month-old started/finished dog that I'm keeping for myself. And so I pretty much taught her the same way I would teach your dog. And I could easily pull out one of my older dogs that do everything the way it's supposed to do, because it's been doing it for 3 years. But I want you to see how a dog is and how energy they are, and how you got to keep them under control and remind them to stay under control because of how young they are. And they're just, the more older they get, the more they're going to obey you, and they're going to get more sharp. But even at this age, I got them nice and sharp. So that's why I chose Winnie, which is mine right here. Sit. Good girl. The sit command. Your dog is taught to sit by saying sit to it. Your dog is also taught to sit by blowing one whistle. Yep. Sit. Yep. For example, I'm going to throw my decoys. Sit. Take my decoys, throw my decoys in the water, throw my decoys in the water, throw my decoys in the water. She needs to sit there while I'm throwing my decoys. Alright? That's just one instance. We make every dog sit before they eat. Sit. Put the food down. And then release them on their name. Alright? So sit's an important command because it'll make them do whatever. You want to get them in a boat. Put them in a boat, you say kennel, which is another command, but you get in there and you want them in a specific spot. Tell them to sit. They must remain sitting there. Sit. There is no stay. Sit means sit where I told you to sit and stay right there. There's no sit and stay command. Sit is stay. Plant your butt there and stay there. So I'm just going to walk. Alright, remote sit. Remote sit is the dog is away from you, and usually what a remote sit's used for is I send them on a back, on a blind, I hit the whistle, they turn around and look at me. That's a remote sit. That means they're sitting away from me. Sometimes though, if you're upland hunting, you may miss a bird and they take off running. You hit the sit whistle, sit them down, call them back to you, and just say no bird. And another instance too is, let's say that you're walking a dog and you're playing, and all of a sudden a car's coming and it's kind of running towards the road. You hit the sit whistle and stop them. These are just instances of how a remote sit can work. Here command. Here is probably one of the most important things, and I use here instead of come because it's come is like come. It sounds like really like harsh, so you're actually making the dog afraid to come to you. Here is like gives it a high pitch and makes them excited to come to you. Here, and they get all excited to come to you. That's one of the main reasons. When a dog's away from you, all you got to do is say here, and the dog will come to you. Like 3 times, or even here once, it should start coming to you. And just remind it on its way to you by saying here a couple times. The dog is also taught here with the whistle. So sit was 1 whistle blast. Here is 3 blasts in a row. Just like I said, here. The whistle is in replace of that. Beep, beep, beep. Dog will come in on the whistle, And you need the whistle because sometimes the dog's way away from you, 100 yards, 200 yards or whatever, and they ain't gonna hear your voice. The whistle's piercing, it gets their attention, it brings them in. So let's take a look at how here is done with verbal and how it's done with the whistle. Sit. Here. Heel. Sit. You got two-sided heel. We train dogs for two-sided. Couple reasons why. I may want my dog on the right side because I may be in the blind with a bunch of guys hunting, and my buddy might have his dog over on that end of the blind, and I might have my dog on this end of the blind. So the dog needs to be on my right side. Or vice versa. I might be on their side of the blind, my buddy might be on this side of the blind with his dog, so I need a dog to be able to go two sides. Plus it works for a bunch of other things with marking and blinds and everything like that. All you need to do is when the dog comes in, here, point to the side you want it to go, is put your hand out and step that leg back. When the dog's about 10 feet from you, you say heel. It'll come right in, and you'll step forward as it's wrapping in, and you'll see this, and tell it to sit. And then you can do the same thing on this side. Step back, put your hand out, here. When it's 10 feet from me, I say heel. As it's hooking in, I say sit, and it ends up sitting at my side. So now you can have the dog deliver the bird whatever side you want it to come to. So let's take a look at how this is accomplished. Yep. Yeah. Two-sided walking heel. That just means that if you want to take a walk with the dog, or I'm walking to the duck blind, I'll be walking along and the dog will stay right next to me walking. Or I can bring it to the left side and I can walk it along. Now how is this really good in obedience is, let's say that you guys live in a city and you want to take the dog for a walk. Take the dog for a walk and somebody's approaching on the sidewalk from this side. Bring the dog to the left side, so when you walk past, that dog comes by here and you block him out from the other dog so you don't get a dog fight. All right, you don't get dogs touching noses, stuff like that. And you don't end up with any problems with your dog. So that's another reason why we use two-sided walking heel is for that. And there's just going to be some instances where you're walking to a duck blind or something like that, and maybe one side is land and the other side's water. So you might need to let him walk alongside you and land while you're walking the edge of the water. You don't want him walking in the water the whole time. So this is, again, another great thing that we do for you is teach the dog to do two-sided walking heel. So let's take a look at what that looks like. Heel. Heel. I can turn her, here. Heel. Heel. I can push her, heel. Turn her. And then I can go to the other side, here. Bring her over here. Heel. Heel. I can push into her, heel, and turn her. Or I can pull her, which is here, here. Your dog has been force fetched. So what that means is it's taught to pick up anything. But don't overuse that. In general, your dog's gonna pick up a duck, a pheasant, a chucker, and dummies. That's what it's going to use its whole working career. So let's take a look right now at a clip that shows what force fetches of a dog picking up different objects of what it's going to use in its working career. Heel. Fetch. Good. Sit. Heel. Heel, 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 fetch, good, sit, heel, heel, Fetch. Good girl. Sit. And you can tell that she's taking her time picking the birds up a little bit too, because she wants to make sure she gets a good grip. It's not like hanging from the head or hanging from the legs. She always grabs a nice body grip. Yep. Good girl, Sash. Good girl. Another command we got is the kennel command. And that's getting a dog trailer, getting a truck, getting a duck boat, getting a ground blind for goose hunting. Anything you want them to go in. If you want them to go through a doorway, tell them kennel. If you want them to go into something, tell them kennel. Crate trained at home, tell them kennel. So all you gotta do is point to it and say the term, and we're just gonna use a boat here and just show you how she's kennel trained. Hey, kennel. Sit. Sit. Good girl. Here. Show you one more time. Heel. Sit. Sit. Kennel. Sit. Good. And she's ready to go hunting with you. Good. Okay, okay, okay. Okay.